Right into it, man. Green light, bro. And we are live. You know what I mean? What's good, y'all? It's your man DL Saint. Welcome. Y'all know what it is. DL Saint, I really want to know podcast. I'm here with my homeboy, my brother from another mother, man, my jump buddy, JSWANS. What's good, bro? How you feeling, man?
Angry.
Angry? Okay.
Think tank.
Put in the old think tank, man.
Like I said, I don't even like the way the title came out, man. Come on now.
It is what it is, man. They call it clickbait, man. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? Until I get somebody to do this for me, this is all I'm doing. I'm sitting here now. I wanted to check to make sure that the audio is good.
It's good on my end.
You could hear all of. Could you hear the little kids clapping?
Yeah, I just ignored it.
All right, cool. All right, we go. I don't have to check it then. We are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we stumbled onto a good topic. Jay Swans and I were talking today. I was going to do the show today about the Republican Party, and is Liz Cheney the chosen one? Is she the one that's going to come and bring back the stabilize the force? What they say in Star Wars? Bring back the balance to the force. Is she the chosen one? That was what I was going to do. But Jay Swans and I stumbled onto this topic right here, and we're talking about women, today's women, and we're talking about being loose. You know what I mean? Promiscuity. That's what we were talking about. Two old guys just chopping it up.
We start talking about them cats, them weirdo dudes that pay for booty down in foreign countries.
We were talking about the passport bros. That's what then we wound up. Yeah, it was a long road.
We call them dudes Johns. That's what they are.
The passport John. The passport Johns.
Bruh, they might as well go ahead and pay for somebody on Crenshaw or something. You know.
I mean, bro. So that's where y'all. So again, just so y'all know. Yeah, that's where it started. Just so y'all know, we ain't lying to you. Me and Jay Swans are always having these conversations, be it about finance, about war, like World War III, like what's going on in Russia.
About weirdos.
About politics, about our community. We talk about everything. So today we were talking about the passport. What do you call them? The passport weirdos? The passport Johns.
Passport Johns. That's what they are.
Talking about the passport Johns.
The passport Mark ass. I'm doing better.
Dudes. Yeah, you're doing better. And me too. I caught myself slipping a few times. So we were talking about all that, and we wound up talking about women. My stance was, and we're just getting right into it. My stance was, I don't know what the numbers are. Because I don't know I don't know who's doing any surveys or whatever. I don't know what the number is, but I was saying there are more loose women today, from my point of view, than it was when I was younger, 20 years ago or whatever. And what did you say to that?
That's bullshit. That's what I said. I call bullshit. And like I said before, I said, that women are doing the same thing they've been doing. Only difference is the ones that wanted all the attention while they was doing it now found platforms to get more attention. All right. I mean, if more women was loose today, then how come y'all weirdos can't get none?
Because they only smash the top 20%. We've already discussed that.
That's what I'm saying. So look, women are doing what women been doing for years. All right. There ain't nothing new. I mean, if you look at, culture throughout the last 50 years, excuse me, they've been doing the same stuff. The difference is they found a platform where they could put their craziness out in the world. And that's what they doing. You know what I mean? Them girls that wanted to wear the little booty shorts, had their booties hanging out, that wanted to hang on the dudes. Now they found a place where they could post the pictures that they was doing it. The difference is women before didn't have social media. So they wasn't posting the stupid stuff they was doing. They just kind of kept it in their little local neighborhood.
And my argument is because of social media, women are doing it because they think that's what they should be doing it. And add to that, they have the social pressure from social media and their peers that, we should be doing it. That's what I was saying. I'm like, the number is more.
Show me a woman that looks at social media and says, oh, she's sleeping with 100 dudes. I should be doing that too.
But it's not she's sleeping with 100 dudes. It's like she's getting all the attention and it's cool because she's hooking up. They're not saying she's sleeping with 1,000 guys. They're just saying she's hooking up, and it's okay to hook up. In fact, I got a video. I found a video online from this a young YouTuber, a beautiful young woman. I don't know where she is. My guess is Miami, but she on her YouTube it has Canadian flag, so she may be in Canada somewhere.
Oh, is this the one you talking about earlier, where she's talking about women need to stop doing this?
I didn't. I told you about it, but you need to hear from her mouth. This is a young woman. The name of her podcast, The Glow Up Secrets, right? The Glow Up Secrets. So, again, this is a new new channel. I found her a few days ago, like 3 days ago, and she's already had 2,000 more subs. She went from 18 to 20,000 subs, so she's getting out there. People are
because she's saying shit to get attention. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, we'll start it with that. Let me catch up with the chat real quick, to see who's in the house. We got brother Jason in the house, Dr. B's in the house. What's good, y'all? What's good? Sister Candace is in the house. Shout out to DL rocking the newsboy hat. Yeah, y'all get to see me. I was running around doing crazy stuff.
Probably just didn't shave the dome yet. That's all.
I haven't done that either, but I had the hat on, so it wasn't. I mean, I've been on with the dome on, man. So I've been rocking my afro. I don't care. I'm old. Y'all know I don't care. Good afternoon, brother JSWANS in the chat, and that's from Sister Candace. Brother Doug's in the house. What's good, fam? Dr. B84. I remember back in the day when a girl who had a tattoo on her lower back was a red flag. Yeah, the tramp stamp. Now these girls are tatted all over their body when they're 19, 20 years old. Yeah, I get that. Again, society has definitely changed. There's nothing that women got tats right here is the thing. Now these young girls are getting tats like right here. Craziness. So
they getting tats on their face.
On their face. On their face. Like it's craziness. So all right, this is
tramp stamps.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw a dude in the gym with a tramp stamp on. He never came back to that gym. Everybody cut loose on him, bro. Like, what? You got a tramp stamp, bro?
Man, play the damn video.
All right.
All this giggling and shit. All this cackalaking.
Hold on, man. We'll play the video. I want to leave you up here. So there we go. We'll do it like this. Here we go. Check this out. Again, this is the Glow Up Secrets. Definitely go support, like and subscribe on her channel. Here we go.
When I was younger, I would tell myself culture was not a fight and that was normal and I wanted to be doing these things. But deep down, when I got to the root of it, I was lying to myself. Hi ladies, welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Alicia Gogan. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe because it's a good time over here. In my early 20s, I used to go out to clubs and go out with my friends and drink and have a good time. And in that stage, I casually hooked up. I wouldn't say I was someone who did a lot of one-night stands or someone that was heavily in the hookup scene, but I definitely rode the hookup culture wave. It was really normal to be a side chick or have a side bae or like a weekend bae where you would meet up and have a Netflix and chill cuddle, or if you're going out, you know that's gonna be your person that you're gonna go home with. And in my 20s, I was really stuck in a cycle of entertaining and talking to men who gave me the bare minimum. I would light up so heavily when he sent me a text, or he replied back to my Snapchat story, or when he liked my photo, the photo that I only posted so that I could get his attention. And unfortunately, a part of trying to get a guy to commit or trying to see where things go, I indulged in hookup culture. I would hook up with guys way too soon. I would hook up with guys who still were not being clear with what they even wanted with me. And it got to a point where I was so depressed and so unhappy because hookup culture was also just so normal and all my friends were doing it, like everyone is doing it. It was really hard for me to be able to self-reflect and look back and be like, okay, hooking up with this guy who didn't want to even commit to me and didn't care about me didn't actually make me feel good. Now, of course, I was taught as a young girl to not just give your body up to men who don't care about you or sleep around. The type of guys that I was hooking up with, they weren't one night stands. I built some form of connection with them, but I was falling in love with the things that they were saying to me, but not their actions. And again, because hookup culture was just so prevalent in that time and still is now, I got desensitized to the repercussions that hookup culture created. And I started to realize that hookup culture was really toxic for me and not helpful when I would wake up the next day from a guy, let's say that I went over and Netflix and chilled or went out to the club and he was my weekend bae that I would always like go home with. When I woke up in the morning and I didn't get a certain text from him or the amount of attention that I really wanted for that next progression, it started to make me realize that indulging in hookup culture isn't getting me anywhere. Hooking up with him didn't.
Right. So I know there's a lot to unpack there. And I know that went kind of long, guy. And thanks for that, Sister Cancer. Fair use.
No, there's not. No, there's not. She got some daddy issues. Number one, I just wanted attention. So I did this. And then what? She's in her early 20s, like any other early 20-year-old, get out of the house, found that she could do what she wanted, and went out and did what she wanted, and then realized, wait, I don't like this. As she got older and grew up, that's been going on for years, bruh.
but here's the thing, and this is why I say that I look at a young woman like this, and I honestly believe that the peer pressure and the social media peer pressure is the reason why she was doing this. Yeah, she wanted attention and all that, but because there was more influence coming from social media strangers, she's trying to compare herself to the Joneses. And she's going out here doing it like it's okay. She kept saying, well, it's okay. It's just hooking up. It's this, is that. Now she's coming forward and she's like, yo, I made a mistake.
Right.
I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Now, and that's what I've been arguing. I would say that there were more women like that now than it was before.
No, there's always been like that.
I'm not arguing that point. I'm saying there's simply more. Again, and I could be wrong. But
how about this? Going by your logic, okay, there's less, because I've heard women say that, that you shouldn't do that. I've heard lots of women say women shouldn't do that. So I think there's less.
But it was frowned upon on a little bit back then. And again,
now.
Not really. Not with hookup. Ladies, look, I'm gonna drop the link right now. Ladies, we need some ladies to come up here and join this conversation, because we got two guys talking about something we really know nothing about. We were out there on the hunt. You know what I mean? And I ain't speaking. He's been off the market for a long time, this guy right here. But me, I was still out there. I got good at it. So from my point of view, I would say that it's easier now. If I were 20 years old now, my kill rate would be 10 times higher. Because I think there's more women that accept it. Like, this is normal. She kept saying it. It's hookup culture. It's normal.
She kept saying her friends and in the clubs and this and that. All right.
In the clubs, in the classroom, at the grocery store. She was saying hook up and go on Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill, bro.
There's women in the chat right now. All right, women chat right now. So you can ask them right now to chat. Like, is it cool? Are you guys cool with like just going out there and hooking up with lots of guys and nobody, and you would tell all your friends that you did it because that's the thing to do? Ask them that.
Look, I just dropped the link, y'all. We're looking for females. We're looking for a female perspective on this, y'all. Let's catch up with the chat real quick to see if anybody jumped on there. Right. Brother Jason, what's the difference between a young woman you take care of in the United States and a woman you take care of in another country? Masculinity. That's a different conversation. We weren't talking about that. We were talking about the guys. We were talking about the guys who go to these countries. It's sex tourism. They go simply to pay to have these dimes, right? If
you paying for booty in any way, okay. If you give a woman $50 so that you can sleep with her, you are a loser. You are a John. You are a Mark. All right.
That's JSWANS. My take is this.
What's it? Simping. The ultimate simping.
And all I say,
because I can't talk my way into some ass. So let me just give you some money.
It's a cheat code. And this is JSWANS. I'm like, listen, I don't disagree with JSWANS, but I understand why dudes do it. You know what I mean? It's easy. Yeah. They want the cheat code. It's easy. They want the low hanging fruit. Me, I'm gonna climb the tree and get the best I can get. But if you want to stay at the bottom of the tree, shake it, see what falls out for $5, hey, man, that's on you, man. Go ahead and deal with that kind of rotten, whatever fruit you're getting. I hope you're happy. I understand what they're doing. I'm not knocking it. Do you, bro? You know what I mean? I'm not knocking it. He is. I'm not knocking it. You know what I mean? Make yourself the best version of yourself. Get out there, understand game, understand how to, talk to a woman to get you a woman. That's what I prescribe.
You're trying to be nice to y'all. Look, if you paying for some booty, if you giving someone money directly to get some booty, you a loser. All right. I'm not even gonna say. I mean, you just nasty. You a loser. I don't know how if that's cool. If that's cool among your friends, then you need to find some new friends.
Hey man, go put on your black hat. You should go put your black hat on, man. Put all our Ranger stuff on there and then say it again.
I'm trying to tell you, there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, what do you call them? The passport Johns or whatever they are.
That's what you call them.
No, you are little boys going to a foreign country because you can't even pay the chicks in America because you ain't got enough bread.
You ain't got enough money.
With some booty, man, get the fuck out of here with that.
Hey, like I said, bro, I understand it, man. It is what it is. Lily, and that's another conversation. That's what led us to this conversation. Now we're back on mission, bro. We're back on mission. Lily Allenson, whoop whoop. Hey there, guys. What's good? Love. Thank you for coming through. Naya, my sis, what's good? Queen Naya's in the house. Hey, big bro, what's going on? Looking good, babe. Yeah, he ain't looking good. He's all in the shadows. I'm gonna send you a ring light. That's what I was supposed to send up there to you. I'm gonna send you a ring light so we can. You got, what I mean, light you up, man. You high yelling, we still can't see you. Sister Candace, when young people When are young people going to realize that the internet is forever? Great point. Why would a young lady be online bragging about riding the cock carousel? That's what CC means, the cock carousel. Yeah, racking up them bodies.
Does that mean that Candace says that it's not cool to be hooking up like that? And
that's exactly what she's saying. It's not cool to be telling the whole world. Exactly. I say it all the time. Keep your business to yourself. Keep it in the closet where it belongs. But like society is encouraging young women and men to be out here and do this wildness. I'm just saying that is an aspect that's going on. And I think that there are young women and men, but we're talking about women now, that get caught up in that. The dudes get caught up thinking the streets is cool and they go out here thinking they thugs and they wind up getting shot. You know what I mean? And the young girls are
not everybody.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
But more than
most of the dudes. I mean, not even most. You know what I mean? Just because you see something on the internet and on YouTube doesn't mean that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
thought she was gonna say road. Nah, Sister Candace, like, nah, she's regal, yo. She ain't getting down like that. Hey, brother Jason, that's what I'm saying, brother. Yeah. She tried to clean it up. You know what I mean?
Was saying that.
Young girl, Sister Lily, daddy issues are real facts. Hey, you know what I mean? And ladies, we definitely we need y'all input on this one. Brother Jason, that is word salad. I'll sum it up. She's saying I'm a hoe. It's like, used to be. She's saying I used to be, I think. She's saying don't do it. I did it, don't do it. That's pretty much what a lot of her content is about. There's a lot of makeup stuff on her content. There's a lot of self-healing and all that. This young girl is trying to share her pain or whatever issue. She got daddy issues and she got CC issues now. You know what I mean? So that's what she's doing. But yeah, I agree. It is what it is. Dr. B, they usually don't realize it's wrong until they're in their mid-30s or older. Wow.
They probably know. They know when they're younger it's wrong, but it's fun. You know what I'm saying? Just like drinking a sports bottle full of gin. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. But that shit was fun when we was younger. Now that we're older, we're like, God, that was just a waste of money. We should have done better liquor and done less of it.
Boone's Farm was, hey, man, at the time, Boone's Farm was a good idea at the time. But I know better now.
Yes. That's all we knew better every morning afterwards. Like, damn, bro, should have done that shit.
Why did we do that?
We was right back at it again that night because the shit was fun. It felt good. You know what I mean? I mean, that's all that is. I mean, she just taking it to the next level. She's saying, I mean, you know, hey, she's trying to get her life together. She got some daddy issues. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Hey, and just because you label something like a lot of people are doing now, they be labeling shit, doesn't make it a real thing. All right. Well, the hookup culture, no, you was out hoeing. You was out hoeing. All right, you know, everybody's been there.
Hence the title, Rise of the 304. Right? You know what I mean? Is that a thing? And you're saying there's not necessarily a thing that's always been the way of things. It's just
always been doing it. Look at the movies, dude. In the early 70s, bro, in the movie theaters, it was porn. I mean, they had porn movies. I mean, cats, look, they've always been doing it. All right, cats been hooking up. I mean, it's been happening forever. Now there's just social media. So the ones that want attention, oh, look, I got another way I can get attention now. Let me put my booty out. Let me shake my ass on this thing right here. And then you got these weirdo dudes that are like, I'm a boss. I don't be messing with these chicks. I'll be doing this. They be the first ones throwing them money.
Yeah.
They act like hoes.
Facts.
They be on there like it. I mean, come
on. Absolute fact. All my red pill people in here, all my fresh and fit dudes, y'all know it's facts. Y'all talk crazy to all them girls on the fresh and fit after hours. But trust me, them girls show us their DMs. They show us their cash apps. We know who y'all are out there sending money to these chicks. Y'all call them crazy names, call them 304s, call them bimbos, but they show us the receipts. We see what y'all doing. Just so you know, stop being weirdos. We see it. There's proof. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start calling y'all out. I'm going down to Miami soon. I'm going to start calling y'all out by name. Keep sending them girls that money. Do what you gonna do, bro. But don't turn around and try to dog her for it.
And try to be, you know what I mean? Don't try to be. I mean, you know, and don't be mad about it.
Don't be mad.
I mean, look, if you the kind of dude that's gonna chase a hoe, then you gonna find a hoe.
Yeah,
that's what
he gonna save a hoe. Shout out to E40.
Yes.
Captain Save a hoe. I want to be saved. That's what she is right here. I want to be saved.
And then be mad. She used me. Bruh, yeah, she used your money and gave it to me. I mean, don't be mad. You know, you knew what was happening. She told you. You just didn't want to believe it. I mean, come on, get back.
Let's get back to it. And I think this is your people right here, man. Shani, my bad. Sounds like she's blaming the hookup culture Using a hookup closure as an excuse for her actions that she now regrets. She needs to take personal responsibility. That's a good point. Brother Doug, is more women growing up without fathers, and the stats prove it, and that's one of the main factors. Okay, I mean, yeah, I can't argue that. Numbers, the numbers are there.
Yeah,
numbers are there. Dr. B, it's easier if you're good at cold approaching. Dating apps, ? That's another story for guys. Yeah, dating apps don't really work for dudes, man. It just doesn't.
Hi. Look, just say hi, y'all. Be nice.
It's more than just saying hi, but you got to have the balls to go up and at least do that. Start there. And she's gonna shoot you down, but you just keep going back and you get better and better. Yeah, that's trick and not simping. That's from Brother Doug. Yeah, that's trick and not simping. Hey man, it's very, very close. There's a very thin line between simping and tricking, right?
Hold on, look at this shit.
What?
From 30% to 85%. So Jason, 8 out of 10, almost look, 9 out of 10 women you meet are hoes. Brother, you need to go start hanging out somewhere else.
That's a good point.
Bro.
Brother, let me read the whole thing. JSWANS disconnect from sexual marketplace is mind blowing. He is truly blessed to be retired from the game. Hoes went from 30% to 85%. I don't. Again, I always say, I don't know what the number is, and I always start there. I don't know what the number is, but I would agree that the number is larger today. That's all. And I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this 1,000 times larger. I'm not saying that, but I am saying.
Hold on, bro. 9 out of 10 women. No, I'm around down. 8 out of 10 women that went from our hoes. Brother Johnson, you need Jesus in your life. All right. You need to go somewhere else, bro. You are hanging out in the wrong places. You know what I mean? I suggest you get some real help. All right, go ahead and read the next one.
But I get his point. Again, I can't quantify the number. I can't quantify the number. I'm not saying I'm not co-signing those numbers, but what I am saying, it appears to me down in the trenches that there are more. That's all I'm saying, that there are more. Not only are there more, it seems to me that they're being encouraged into this lifestyle. And then we got young women like this young woman right here who regrets what she has done. You know what I mean? And
so how about the fact that she just did some hoeing in her early 20s and nobody recruited her into it? She liked it. She got some dick and she liked it. And she kept going, just like other people do, just like people do. You find something you like, you enjoy it, you keep going. Didn't nobody recruit her into it? Unless it was her daddy, because there's some serious daddy issues there. But no, ain't nobody recruit her into it. She just did it because she liked it. Nobody recruited me into drinking. I had a drink, got lit, and liked it, so I did it again.
Yeah,
there was no drinking culture.
I didn't like my first few drinks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to learn how to drink first because I didn't know what I was doing. I was making bad pours, and we was drinking gasoline. It tastes like, bro. But then once I learned how to mix it, yeah, absolutely. I love cognac now.
I grew up in SoCal drinking. Cats was drinking 40s. I never drank a 40s. I didn't like it.
Yeah, 40s are nasty.
But I drank that Hennessy.
Yeah. All right. So, Sister Lily, at the end of the day, it's my choice to hook up or not. If I want a body count, or if I want that body count, it's my choice at the end of the day. We are in a free country. No one is forcing me to Netflix and chill.
Oh, wait, hold on. She didn't say hookup culture caused her to be a hoe. No, she's like, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it because it feels good.
And Sister Lily continues on, guys paying for booty don't want the chase and tease. They just want their needs met. Facts. Women do the same thing, but they don't need to pay. Also facts.
There you go.
They just use the good guys to get their needs met. Which needs? The good guys are meeting what needs? They're meeting the financial needs, and the bad boys are scratching the itch.
Well,
which again, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Does the bad boy have the money and the good boy got the Johnson? You know what I'm saying? It's
a good point.
So
it's a good point.
Maybe good guys is a code word for the guys that Mr. Right Now. And once again, obviously that's a young woman, and she didn't say, well, the culture made me do it. She's like, look, if this is what I want, I'm gonna get it.
But the key being, keep that shit in the closet where it belongs. You don't want to broadcast that out to the entire world because people are going to judge.
Exactly.
Hey, y'all. Gotta let y'all know that people are going to judge.
I just had a conversation with some women, Naya's girlfriends out here. And I just had a conversation with her talking about, because I know you said women don't care about how many, women a man slept with or whatever. And she was like, no, that's nasty. That's grown woman stuff. She's like, no, definitely, that's nasty. So, to each his own. But the thing is, I don't think nothing's changed. It's all the same stuff. It's just weirdos. They need to justify why they can't do nothing, so they try to blame it. They put a label on and try to blame something else.
Well, will we call this young woman a weirdo?
Which one? The one that was just talking?
Yeah.
I mean,
the one on the video. Will we classify her as a weirdo?
No, she a freak. She normal. She's in her early 20s getting it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She's in her early 20s getting it. The problem is that she just went on YouTube and told the whole world, yeah, I was a hoe. I rode the cock carousel. And like I said, tried to clean it up. I did all this stuff, but I'm trying to help people. Now, mind you, she's going to be, 45, 50 years old, and that video is going to pop back up again. Or she's going to be dating some dude and he's going to be like, yo, I just saw this video. Like, how bad were you? Like, what was going on?
Now he ain't gonna say shit. He's just gonna put her in that category. You a plaything now.
If he's in love with her, he's gonna be like, well, how bad was it? You know what I mean?
Okay, I get you that.
Yeah, he's gonna force the conversation, and she gonna say, well, why does my past matter? He's like, well, it doesn't. I mean, but now it's out there, and the whole world knows, and everybody at the wedding saw the video, so now I mean, that's the problem. Like, keep your mess to yourself. Like I said, I was talking about Martin. Martin with Gina and Pam, right? Pam,
this boy love Martin. This boy love Martin.
Pam was quietly, she was out getting it, but you never saw her out getting it on the show. But it was assumed, you know what I mean?
We just saw the one time when Romy Rome was trying to get it, and she told him no.
But later on, he was walking out like, "Hey, it is what it is with a baddie."
He's like, he got game like that. So, brother Jeff, where's the line drawn between paying for it and treating a lady to gifts and such?
Well, I can tell you right here, if she's your lady and you buy her something nice because you care about her, that's one thing. If she's some chick that you met, and you buying her a bracelet and she don't want nothing to do with you but that, then it is what it is.
I mean, it's an individual thing, bro. I think my take on it is this. If you want to buy the woman you're courting, whatever you want to buy, you want to take her to an expensive restaurant, you want to take her to Paris, you want to do whatever you're going to do. If you're doing it because you just really want to see her happy and smile, you like having her on your arm, that's one thing. But if you're doing it with the understanding that you are going to demand sex for this, right? It's an exchange. Your money for her sex, then you tricking, bro.
Yes, then you tricking. It's funny. I'm looking at that Doug talking about, Jason agrees on that 30 to 85%. Okay, let me tell you how weird y'all are right now. There's women sitting right over here. My wife and her friends sitting right here, and they laughing at y'all. I'll tell you right now, because once again, if 8 or 9 out of 10 women you meet are hoes, brother, you need some help. You need to change your circle for real. You need to start going different places.
So, Sister Candace, and she's saying, brother JSWANS, I would not have secured a man of value had I been out in these streets. So, no, I don't agree with promiscuity and acknowledging that a woman's perceived value to a degree is tied to her chastity. So, yeah, and that's a lot of stuff that the red pill teaches. It is to an extent, it is tied to that. Men don't like women with a real high body count. I mean, it just is what it is. Now, again, I don't ask that, but I'm an old school cat. This is a thing that comes up now. This young woman that was on the video, she screwed herself to an extent.
Someone said something to me today while I was talking about this conversation we had about women and their body counts, and she was like, "Why would a man concern himself with that? Is he afraid he's not going to measure up?" And I was like, oh, that's a good point. Because it never occurred to me to ask a woman her body count. It never even occurred to me.
Never occurred to me either.
Once again, if she chose you need to shut up and be happy she chose you.
I don't agree with that 100%. She chooses me. It is what it is. If I can make it work, I'm going to make it work. But I also know. Yeah, because my thing, now that people get into the I'm a prize, he's the prize, she's the prize kind of thing. My thing is this, man. You finding a person that you can move through these streets with, that you can build something with, is really difficult. I say it all the time. I know one couple that's done it. I've seen it done correctly once, and I'm talking to one half of that couple right now, and the other half is sitting there.
I know several couples, but here's the thing about that prize thing. Look, you can call yourself a prize all day. You're only a prize if someone else considers you a prize. Okay. That's how that works. You can't just make yourself a prize. Well, I'm a prize. No, you're not, unless somebody considers you a prize. Unless the man or woman or the dog, whatever you're with, considers you a prize, you are not a prize. All right. So that's
I can see where you're coming from with that. Brother Primal's in the house. What's good, fam? Brother Jason's like, stop, bro. You know I'm over exaggerating the number. I'm just saying that it's more now. It's more now, yes. Which is again, I tell you all the time, bro. Like when we're having these back and forths, people are gonna take your words for what they see. I mean, they see you throw some numbers out there.
You're talking to me. Yeah. Doug is the one that was like, I agree with you. So one of y'all need Jesus. All right, y'all two need to talk about the hoes you running with. I hate to tell y'all that.
But basically, just from this here, like Brother Jason's basically looking at the way I'm looking. I'm just saying it's more now. I think about how back in the day, grandmas used to stop the little girls from dancing nasty. Now that's a good point. Again, it was frowned upon. Now little girls are encouraged to go out there and twerk.
Nope, grandma still do it because I saw someone do it the other night up at the clubhouse. So they still doing it. But once again, they wasn't sitting there on YouTube talking about, oh, let's get some likes. So that way, let me film my grandbaby shaking her ass so I can get some likes. No, she was like, get your little ass over here and smacked her on the ass, told her to sit down. So, I mean, it still happens.
It's a culture shift. But, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. Brother Primal, many will be 304s until they find a man they want to lock down. And you were saying that was the case you saying that's always been the case. Going back to the Wild West days, that's always been the case. JSWANS, that's what you're saying?
What? That they always been doing what they do?
Yes. Yeah. Going back to the Wild West days.
Yeah, they've been doing what they do. If something feels good, if something makes you feel good, a person is going to do what makes them feel good. All right. If it's getting likes on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, they're gonna keep doing it. If that's what makes them feel good. If riding the cock carousel, makes them feel good, they're going to keep doing it until it doesn't make them feel good. That's how that works. Or it'll feel good for that night. And then the next morning, thus the walk of shame, which has been a thing that's gone on forever. You know what I mean?
Now, here's the thing. Do the young kids, I wonder if the young kids use that term or not. Is the walk of shame a thing anymore? With the young generation, not older folks, but I'm talking about the young generation.
Hey, I can tell you, they may not use the term, but I done seen several of them. Especially, we lived in a Sac, across the Maloofs, dude. And you see them girls coming out there like, 5 o'clock in the morning with their backpack and their head down waiting for the Uber. If that wasn't the walk of shame, you know what I'm saying? Oops. I mean, they may not use the term, but they still feel uncomfortable with it. Once something becomes uncomfortable, you stop until it feels good again. Like I said, drinking all night long. Used to wake up that next morning, calling Earl, feeling like shit.
But doesn't that go to my point that it's kind of being encouraged? But before it was like it's a walk of shame, keep it on the low. But what was the name of little shorty, the short hair shorty? I guess the first video vixen or whatever, the one that everybody was smashing.
The one that said, I'm a hoe and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, hey, chat, help me out. Who am I talking about? Amber Rose. Amber Rose. Right. So that's did it begin to shift there?
So Amber Rose is the example for all women. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying maybe she was the catalyst for this new way of thinking. After Amber Rose, it became cool. The hookup culture became cool. There was no more walk of shame. Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Because I'm sitting there saying, I'm like, if you're saying Amber Rose, that's like saying that Kanye West speaks for all men.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people say
that. And what do you think about them people?
Ooh, boy. Again, like I said, I'm just thinking out loud because there was definitely a shift. Brother Doug is saying that JSWANS, from one Gen Xer to another, things are the same, but on steroids is a big difference from the 90s to today's dating scene. And I do agree with that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a difference. But once again, it doesn't mean that more women are fucking. You know what I mean? So according to this thing, more women are having sex, but they're only having sex with the top 20% of dudes. That's what's going on. So basically what they're saying is that if I was single right now, I would be having so much sex I wouldn't be able to think straight. Is that what this is?
When you were single, were you able to think straight?
Yeah, that's why I got nailed.
But when you were single, before Naya, long before Met, when we were down in Vietnam, when we were down at A&T Aggie Fest, going down to Atlanta. Come on now, bro. Especially after I got out. Come on now.
Yeah, I was thinking straight. You know what I mean?
But you get the point. Don't try to dance around it. Don't try to dance around it.
Yeah, I'm trying to answer it. It's like I was doing what I did because I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? But as soon as it got old to me, I'm like, all right, let me find something else. Now, was I proud of a lot of stuff I was doing when I was younger? Hell yeah. But as I got older, I was like, man, that was dumb. You know what I mean? That wasn't quietly. I feel bad about how I treated a lot of women, for real.
But because you're above 6 feet, yeah, we didn't have the money, but you were above 6 feet. You're the alpha type. You know what I mean? You had game.
Man, see, here we go. Women want what women want, bro.
I did an episode on that, but I'm just saying, okay, women want what they want, and it seemed that a lot of women wanted you. Am I lying?
Okay, hold on. But my cousin, you know what I mean? He wasn't as tall as me. You know, he was wilding out.
But here's the thing, though. He's still up there. He was still clouded up before social media. Still doing his thing. Everybody knew who he was. Name was in the streets. Rolled with the right crew. Social proof. All that.
He wanted to get on today, man. He had some stuff.
Top 20%. Still top 20%. That's never gonna go away. Why wouldn't they want to get the best? I'm talking about women. Why wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, of course. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? You know what I mean? So that women do want what they want. They tend to want the top 20. There's no arguing that. I would say.
I'm like, but women want, like I said, they want what they want. You know what I mean? And I don't think it has as much to do. Like, looks will get you in the door. You know what I mean? But you got to
couple that with game and or money and or clout. You own.
Bro, I never had no game though.
Yes, you did. That was your game, thinking you didn't have game. I sat there and watched you run that game. I'm like, damn, it's working. I can never do it. I can never. Remember, I was there, bro. I'm the one I dug the holes.
Yeah, but no, back to this thing here, man. Like, I mean, you're sitting there talking about like I said, man. I just don't believe it. I mean, could it be a little more? Yeah, it could be a little more, and that could just be like the housing market. You know what I'm saying? Every 10 years it spikes. You know what I mean? But it's they doing what they do. Women are doing what they do. I mean, and that's what they want. If that's what they want to do, fine, go have at it. You know what I mean? Go do you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Man, we need a female up here, man. Because here's the thing, and I agree with you. Could it be a little bit more? Yeah, it spikes. I love your analogy of the housing market, right? You go back to the early 2000s, right? Everybody was getting houses left and right? Everybody was getting it because there was the ninja loans. You know, ain't no down. They're not verifying your income, no income, all this kind of stuff. Just state your income. Everybody was getting stuff, and then it all collapsed. Right. And I'm saying, why did that happen? Because the system was encouraging it. It's the same thing with this hookup culture, whatever you want to call it. The system is encouraging it. And I think more and more women are falling into it.
And it falls apart. And then what happens?
I think we're on the slide. We're starting to fall apart. I.e., this young woman.
Like the housing market, it ebbs and flows.
It ebbs and flows.
Like the late 60s, early 70s, they was wilding out. You know, the early 70s, mid 70s, they was wilding out. Studio 54. Like I said,
Woodstock, 16 and Woodstocks and Studio 54.
Movies, in theaters. They had porno movies, like actual, like I don't see how anybody could watch, now.
On the big screen, right.
And but then it died off. And then it picked back up again. And then it died off. I mean, like I said, ain't nothing changed.
But I mean, it's just the way that the system is moving now with social media. I think it does capture some women. Now, I'm not trying to absolve them of their responsibility. Yeah, they laid down with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? They got on that carousel.
They made that choice.
Okay, they made that choice.
Now, the social media influenced some people on that. Yes, and they've shown that scientifically. That's why there's all the little lights and the buzzers, and you get the likes and it flashes at you. Some people just have an addictive nature and they fall into that. Okay, it is what it is. All right. So could that attribute to an increase in sexual activity by some people? Yes, men and women. Okay, I will give that. Now, do I think that it's such a rise that we're in some sort of epidemic or some sort of pandemic that like the women's sexuality has gone crazy? No, I don't think so. Because the same women are women. They've been doing the same thing they've been doing, just like dudes. Women want sex just as much as dudes do. And like we talked about this earlier. If I could have, at 20 years old, if I could have sex 10 times a day, every day, I'd have done it. You know what I mean? And just like, and women can. And so, and they probably doing it. And then it gets to a point where it's like, I don't like this no more. And they go on to something else. But it ain't like some huge, some pandemic that's going on that women are just going to, uterus is going to fall out and never going to be able to date again. That's not happening.
I'm not saying that, but it's definitely, like I said, there's more. Like it goes back to my original. I don't know. I can't pin the exact number down, but all I'm saying that there are more women that are about that life today than it was 20 years ago.
I really wish there was, YouTube back in like 1960, because I guarantee that she was having that conversation. There's more women today that are having sex, than ever before. All right, then 10 years later, there's more women now that are having sex than ever before. I mean,
I'm not saying that we're the Romans and the Greeks. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that today it's out there, and these young women are encouraged to do it, and they are doing it, and then they are regretting it, just like this young girl right here. You know what I mean?
and they've been out there doing it and regretting it ever since time began. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. I mean, how many slasher movies they have in the 80s where these girls go out in the woods with these dudes and be in a cabin with the guys and their girlfriends, and they all be in a cabin fucking.
Right when Freddy Krueger shows up, yeah.
That one girl that's like, I shouldn't have done that. I feel so bad. You know what I mean? Like, and then she gets stabbed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's been going on for years.
All right, Brother Primal. But often they can't lock down the men they want, so the cycle continues. Yes, and he was continuing with his other one. He's like, they try it, they don't like it because they can't get the guy that they want. They get down and they go get back on the carousel, and the cycle continues.
Until they find what they want.
Yeah, What We Know podcast is in the house. What's good? I don't know if this is Robert JT, but what's good, fellas? Sexual experience definitely destroys most women. Yeah.
Once again, how you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they can't laugh, but they're not in the fields anymore. Yeah, well, it is what it is, man. I'm still in the trenches and I see it. That's like I said, I'm reporting what I see, and based on the situation on the ground as I see it. Go ahead.
I can tell you, I literally just had a conversation with some women right before I came on here. They're sitting in here watching it right now, okay? And they telling me something different. And there you go. And I asked about that whole body count and relationships and this and that, and they're like, no, not an issue. Doesn't affect my relationship. So. Yeah,
and Lily is like, you for sure need a younger lady in the video. There's the gender difference and the age difference. The world has done a complete 180. That's definitely why I want a young woman. There's some women out there, and it depends on who you get, though. There are some girls who are truly about that life, and they'll come and they'll tell you, well, every woman's like that. And it's like, no, they're not. Yeah. Not every single woman. You know what I mean? Or there are more women. So, and what I've been trying to do is, I can't get them on camera, but I'll talk to them about it, and they'll say, yeah, most of the women in my circle are like this. And I'm trying to find a circle where women's like, no, we only have one girl like that in our circle. I haven't found that circle yet.
And I'm sitting there, like I said, the women I had a conversation with are women in my peer group, my wife's friends, so I mean, they're in our busted.
They're so busted. Yeah. I was like, you better watch what you say, but you know what I mean? They'll come out of there with a broom.
But I mean, once again, so the group of women I'm talking to are women that are our age, so they have a different take. I mean, the Lily, she's probably younger. You ain't even reading them. You just going through everything really fast.
No, because I got to catch up. Otherwise, we'll never get through it. I got to catch up. I'm gonna show them as best I can, but we definitely got to catch up. My king is the prize. That's what's up. And that's Sister Naya talking about her husband, JSWANS, who's right here. Sister Candace, please hit the like button if you're so inclined. Yes, please like and please like. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys sharing. I appreciate all my day ones, all my mods. Thank y'all so much for being there and helping us grow.
Nice to catch up with the chat. Look, he loves.
Thank you so much.
Blah blah blah. Come on, move on.
Thanks for y'all get y'all time. Fuck what he talking about right now. Y'all get y'all time. You know what I mean? Fuck what he talking about right now. Keep rocking with me. You know what I mean? Because we are almost monetized. We're about 1,100 view hours away from being monetized. That's a big milestone, y'all. And we got there, 7 months? Around 7 months.
Pause on that one. Okay, so First of all, sexual experience is going to be different with everyone. So a woman's first sexual experience, a man's first sexual experience can destroy them. Okay, so you can't just say high sexual experience or any bad or uncomfortable sexual experience.
Hold on, won't you talk? You and Brother JT can have this talk right now. Brother JT meet JSWANS. Hey, we're all Army here. It's all Army here, so y'all know what that means, bro. Y'all know
regular Army?
Yeah, regular Army.
Yes, sir.
You don't fuck with regular Army. Get some. Y'all know what it is.
You don't jump.
So
you don't repel.
You weren't airborne. You weren't airborne. Were you air assault?
Airborne air assault.
Oh, okay. It's really young.
Hard and long. I ran hard and fast and long. I repelled and jumped. Yes.
Okay.
All right, it is. So then we stopped on, and you were talking about Brother JT's post, and he's, you know what I mean? So he's in the car, so I want to let him say what he has to say, because probably can't stay with us long. But so go ahead, bro. What do you mean by the high sexual experience part?
You talk about me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying, as far as the experience when it comes down to women, a lot of women get destroyed by having too many sexual partners. And this is when you find out, once they start being in relationships with other men. This is why a lot of their relationships don't last long, because they pick up a lot of bad habits. So that's one of the reasons why I say it definitely destroys women. It can destroy men, but not to the extent of how it destroys women. If you see a lot of these women, once they start getting to their 40s and their 50s, and they've had so many failed relationships, you can see it. You don't have to ask them their body counts at all. Or you can see it. It wears right in them. That's why you have so many women that were, highly sexual when they were in their younger years, and they made a lot of different decisions. You see a bunch of baby daddies and kids and shit like that, and they had no boundaries when it came down to it.
So it's not the failed relationships that destroys women. It's not the bad relationships. You believe it's the sex.
I think it's both.
So if they had, so both. All right. I would say that women that have bad relationships or failed relationships, regardless of the sexual count, can ruin women more than the sex part.
See, but this is the thing. How can you quantify that when most people, what they look at is, in order to even consummate their relationship, they got to have sex.
Okay, so most people, in order to have sex, need to have some form of understanding or relationship or communication skills. And
but not in the hookup culture, they don't. That's the problem.
They don't.
Even in hookup culture, you got to find someone to hook up with. You got to talk a little bit.
That's the thing. They just enough to talk. You want to go hook up? Yeah, let's hook up. And they go smash. They don't even.
So a woman that smashes 10 random guys, right, in hookup culture, which I'm assuming, because I'm not part of it, doesn't mean anything, right?
No.
Which is worse, that woman that slept with 10 men that she really didn't care about, or that woman that got done dirty by 3 different guys that treated her like shit and abused her? Which is going to affect her more?
I'm not understanding. Okay, give me that comparison again.
A woman sleeps with 10 men in hookup culture that she really doesn't care about. All right. Mm-hmm. Let's say 15 men in hookup culture she really doesn't care about. Want to hook up, want to do this? All right, let's have sex. Or she has 3 failed relationships where the man beat her and abused her and psychologically treated her like shit. Which is going to affect her more?
So the way I would look at it is, out of those 10 that she had with those guys that she had sex with, 3 of them motherfuckers was somebody that she hooked up and got attached to. Most women don't have sex with just random guys and they're not attached to them. This is why they have a problem. They have conflict.
Hookup culture says, hey, let's do this. Because the guys that she got attached to, she had to have conversations with and get to know.
But this is the thing. It affects women way worse than it affects men, because women are still primarily, they're still going to be attached to that man. If you understand how they're talking right now, this younger generation, they're always asking, why is it that men can do this and women can't? And the reason is because it will destroy you as a woman. In a primitive state, women can't do what men do. Women can't just sleep with random men and it not affect her psychologically and physically.
And where do you get this information from? Because there's women here. There's women in the chat here. Have y'all slept with a man? Have y'all slept with men that you didn't care about and it doesn't bother you what happens to them? I don't know. I'm not a woman. I can't analyze that. What I'm trying to figure out is which affects a woman more: 3 failed relationships that she had with a man, or sleeping with 10 guys she really didn't care about.
They go hand in hand.
You're telling me that 3 of those guys that she cared about, well, wait a minute, that defeats the hookup culture thing, because she's trying to have a relationship with them guys.
But she may not have cared about them. Most women that if you hear what the climate is right now, most of these women are hooking up with men because it's just protocol. They got to have somebody, whether it is to sleep with somebody, that it is to take care of their bills, whatever it is, it's not going to be the right decision that they're making. This is why we have a 304 culture right now. This is a real culture.
Wait, pause on that. So women hooking up with men to get the things they need, you believe that is new? That hasn't been happening in the past.
No. Wait, let me jump in. Let me jump in for just 1 second. The video we watched at the top of this stream, and I don't think Brother JT saw that video. The video we watched at the top of the stream. Okay, the young woman was saying she wanted more, but she understood she couldn't have it, and she was falling in love with these guys who just wanted to have sex. She said it. So the hookup, that's why she kept saying hookup culture is bad and it does hurt you because she was.
But she wasn't in it just for the hookup. Then she wanted more.
And that's JT's point. Most women, in general, if you line up 10 women, I don't think you will have 3 women who seriously can have unrestricted sex with unrestricted amount of men and it not affect them.
See, I wouldn't know that because I'm not a woman. And,
I've only met one woman who could truly do it. They can have sex like I was having sex back in the day. I only met one woman who really was disconnected. Only one.
I've never had a conversation with women like
I have. I would ask her because she was out there. Too. Yeah, I asked her. So I agree with brother JT. This is not normal behavior for a woman, and this hookup culture is encouraging young women to give it a try. Let's say.
So it's not really a hookup culture. It's a culture where they're searching for relationships. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's a hookup. It's a hookup culture because you got to understand these women that we have, bro. These are a different generation of women. If you got a woman that is in her 20s, she does not even understand other than what her peers are saying when it comes down to hooking up. They have no idea about why or what purpose they have in dealing with men. Yeah, only thing they understand is that this is a culture where I'll give him some pussy, but he got to give me a whole bunch of other shit. They got a list of the type of men that they want, right? These men that they want, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to get that man to wife them. They'll get that man to screw him, but they can't get that man to lock him down. And this is what we have. This is why you got so many women that's crying wolf, because they're like, I want this, but they're not doing what it takes to get it.
See, that's funny. You should go back to that one, man. That was a good one, though.
And I because I want to show everything. There's a few I want to go back to, but we'll start here. And here's the thing, Sister Lily, we hear this all the time, right? Why are women who sleep around when single is a hoe, and a man who sleeps around when single or a player and celebrated? This is what I mean by gender equality. Here's the thing. And I hear a lot of women say this all the time. It's like, well, this is a double standard. The reason men are celebrated for getting a lot of women because it is hard as a man to get sexual access for a woman. It is ridiculously hard. Women don't understand how hard it is because any woman, I don't care what she looks like. I don't care how big she is. I don't care how ugly she is. I don't care how nasty she is. I don't care how mean she is. If she wants to get sex right now, any woman today, right now, could walk out their door and get sex. It's easy to get. So for a man to go,
I want to be like, no, that's not. Yeah, you're right.
Any woman could do that. Now, you got to think about it. If you a top tier guy, if you envision whatever the most beautiful man is that you think, you got this vision of the masculine man. That dude, if he can get 10% closure rate on women that he is trying to get, he's a big G. 90% of the time, women still turn him down. He just can't go get the ass. He just can't go get the Foxy Brown. He gonna have to whine her and dine her and all this other kind of stuff. He just can't say, here it is, pull it out. Here it is, baby. It don't work that way. And if a guy can do that, that's why he's celebrated. If a woman comes in and like, well, I slept with 100 men last night. Of course you did, you nasty slut. You know what I mean? It's just easy. You don't get points for doing something that's easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't I can't be celebrated because I'm a world-class breather. I breathe at the world class. Is that impressive to anybody? Because I can breathe good.
I would have just said we didn't make the rules, society did. So I'd have left it at that. Like, that's what.
And the societal rules are changing, and that's what we're talking about right now. The societal rules are changing, and it's to the detriment of women, and it's to the benefit of the top 20 top tier guys, the top 20%, because these women are being told you could be like a man, go out here and get you a high body count. You're going to be celebrated. No, you're not. No, you're not. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel bad for those women who fall for that trap.
I just want to know, like, where are the women that say that, well, besides Amber Rose, it's all about that crazy ass attention shit. But I mean, where are the women that are like, yeah, I'm gonna go sleep with as many guys as I can because I want to be awesome.
Because they want a Birkin bag. They want to get on the boat. They want to get on the yacht. You know what I mean? They want to go to the Maldives. That's what they're doing it for. And they're saying that on YouTube. They're saying that on Instagram. They're saying it on TikTok. Right? They're putting it out there.
That to me is interesting because again, maybe that goes back to that bubbles thing. You know what I mean? Because I don't know anybody in my circle that would be willing to fuck for a bag.
And Lily, thanks for that.
Bro.
I really appreciate that. Sister Lily, thanks for that text that you that chat that you sent. I really appreciate that. Go ahead, JT.
But okay, so let me. Did she say that she was for on that last comment that she was for gender equality?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Was
yeah,
that
yeah.
what she was saying?
She said that's what I meant by gender
That's what I mean
equality.
by it, yeah.
That's what I mean
Oh
by
yeah,
gender.
you. I mean, I don't think women want gender equality, because if you want gender equality, then you can't get a man to treat you like a woman. Then he gonna treat you like a man. That gender equality is that's not real. Y'all don't want that. You don't want that. Please understand that.
Yeah.
JSWANS, what's your
But
take on that, bro? Hey, well, let's hear JSWAN's take on that real quick.
You know, I mean,
You over there sweating like a slave, man, in the hideout right now.
I'm sitting there thinking like how to really define this. I mean, because I think gender equality means different things to different women. You know, I mean, because gender equality to a lot of women, I'm assuming means respected. You know, and that's one thing. But then you have some women that go, you know, like anything else, you have extremes. Well, I want to be treated just like a man. Okay, well, then you get beat like a man when you act up, and then you're gonna be mad. You know, that sort of thing. So I mean, I don't know, man. Like the gender equality thing, I think, you know, a woman should be treated with a woman, but with respect and everything else. And you know, and if you're in the workplace, you treat a woman like you treat everybody else. I mean, that's my attitude towards it. You know,
in the workplace, I wouldn't treat a woman like I treat my friends, because
exactly.
she don't want me to talk to her like I talk to my friends. We talk to each other kind of rough.
Exactly.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, that's what I mean by it's the gender equality thing. I mean, you know, you got to go line by line on it. We need line item veto for that.
Say line item. Okay, this stays, that goes, that goes.
Right.
But you know what? It's funny because Bill Burr talked about that. Damn, I wish I could pull that up. Bill Burr talked about like women want to be treated like men, but they treat it like a smorgasbord. You know what I mean? Oh, pay for dinner? No, keep that. That's bullshit. But, you know, open the door for me, protect me from the bad guys. I'll take that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I was just watching that stand up this past weekend, watching that.
Now,
So
I look at,
funny.
okay, like I said, like my wife is my equal, okay, but I still treat her like she's a woman, and I don't know any other way to define that. You know, our day to day, the way we handle our business, my wife is my equal, but I still treat her like a woman. So I mean, like I said, you need a line item thing on that. You know what I mean? You need a line item.
Well, if we're talking about as far as like equal as human beings, of course.
Yes,
But my significant other is definitely not my equal when it comes down to that, because for the simple fact that she's a woman, and I'm just going to treat her, and she's my woman. So when it comes down to it, I'm protecting her. I'm providing direction. I'm correction, all these different things for her. It's not the same as if, it's all respect. You dig what I'm saying? So when we're talking about that gender equality, no, I mean, at the end of the day, no, I love being able to be chivalrous to a woman. I like to be able to because if we're looking at it as just respect, I don't care who it is. I open the door for anybody. I get the hell out their way. You know what I'm saying? So,
like I said, line item veto, brother.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that, bro. 100%.
We got Suzette Speaks in the house. What's good, love? I'm so glad you're here. We also have Sister Follow in the house. What's up? That's y'all. Brother Primal. I just pulled up a study in the 1970s. 21% of women were virgins before marriage. In the 2010s, 5% were virgins. I mean, so, women are definitely having sex. And there are studies out there that talk about number of sexual partners before marriage. And again, these are just numbers, y'all. I don't subscribe to it. I just want to get it out there. There was a study.
Take the polls for what they are. Take the polls for what they are.
These are just numbers. But in the early 2000s, between, I want to say 2000 and 2002 up to 2016, I think it was, they did a study, and they found that the number of sexual partners, right, determines if your marriage is going to be successful or not. In other words, if a woman had 5 or less sexual partners before marriage, that woman was more likely her marriage is going to go the distance. It's not going to get divorced. Women who had 6 or more sexual partners, those marriages tend to end in divorce. And I don't want to state the exact numbers, but it was a real big difference. You know what I mean? It went from like 5% chance of getting divorced up to like 80% chance of getting divorced if you have 6 or more. I don't have the study right here in front of me.
I'll say the question I would ask about that is, okay, like the 1970s thing. What was the average age that women were getting married at in 1970 versus 2010?
Oh, probably probably 18 to 24.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and even with that 5 sexual partners thing, once again, what's the average age of women that they, when do they get married? Do they get married at 30? Or they get married at 21.
Well, because of the study, they were at the time it was congruent to what was going on in society. So no, it was still the same group of women. They were like the one determining factor was that women who had more than 5 sexual partners prior, to being married, those women who had more tended to have less success in their marriage. I'll pull it up in a second so we can read it exactly. But
I would say that the more difficult part of marriage would be getting married at age 30 versus getting married at age 21. Because at age 30, you're set in your ways. This is what's going to be. You're not going to. This is what it is. If I'm if I believe that women should wear burqas and at age 30, I'm gonna stick to that. At age 21, I might be able to adjust. So I think that compromise with age comes as a part of the whole thing as well.
But it's a difference between women and men, though. So if you look at what's happening right now, let's go back to the 70s. The 70s, that was that whole start of you don't need no man, girl. That was that era. So you had a lot of women that were divorcing husbands, that were breaking up with long-term relationships. You had a lot of these different women, and our families were a lot smaller too in the 70s also. So all of these things played a big difference, because you had that beginning of marriage is not important anymore. It's not significant anymore. Now we're in the 2000s. Look where we at now. We have Generation Z. They know nothing about the divorces because most of their parents wasn't even married. So what they're looking at is something totally different right now than what we looked at. We, in our generation, we seen families. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that you are a 70s baby or 60s baby also, right?
Yeah, 70s baby, yeah.
So we seen the breakup of families. We seen some fucked up shit that in the 70s, in the 80s. We seen some really bad breakups. Now they don't see any breakups because they're not together. Most people that are in this newer generation, millennials on down, they end up when a woman gets pregnant, by the time she's in her 3rd trimester, she's probably not even with the original man that she was with. By the time she had the baby, she got a whole different man. That whole concept of stepfather and all that shit, man, that was that whole thing.
See, I can't even. I don't know about that.
Because he didn't come from that world. I did. You know what I mean? He had that. I did not.
Talk about that. Everybody. I want to say, I know in my circle, everybody's been married for 20 plus years, and they all got the same mommies and daddies. And even in my family and growing up, once again, I didn't deal with a lot of divorces, and even the friends that we had growing up, everybody around me, parents are still married. They're in relationships and they're all married. So that's the bubbles I move in. So I can't even respond. And Don can tell you, we've had this conversation. So and
I'm from the polar opposite of that. So in my world, because he's telling me this, I'm like, word, you know what I mean? Because that was something foreign to me. Right. But sister Lily, I wish you could jump up and join us. I really do, because you have some good points here. Y'all want y'all lady to be a freak in the bed, but you don't like when she's trying to build her resume and skill. Not everyone is a born corn star, and I get what you're saying. Here's the thing. That's not men wanting those things. Men don't care how much you make because men know we're not going to get any of that money anyway.
No, I think she's talking about sex, bro.
Okay, and then on the sex thing.
Yeah, I don't think she's
here's the thing. If you meet a guy, if you meet a top tier guy, like this is your dream dude, and you go into the bedroom and you do all kind of stuff that you blow him away, you demonstrate that you are way more advanced than he is, I guarantee you, I'll put $1,000 on this. You'll lose that dude.
You're gonna lose him because you did it real good, but he like, wait a goddamn minute here. You too good. You
gotta hold that back. Yeah. You gotta let him teach you. Oh, baby, I didn't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? You gotta let him talk you into it. Don't go in there off jump and showing that you got all this experience. Because dudes are primal like that. It's gonna be like someone taught her how to do all this stuff. And that might not be the case.
But contrary on belief, most men want women that are green. We can deal with a woman with less experience. It's a difference for women. They want a man that's experienced because we have to build ourselves. A lot of us as men, man, we don't know how to talk to women. We had to figure that out. That's why it was so good that you were dating, so you can understand what rejection actually looked like. Most of these cats now, they don't know what rejection looks like, so they're scared of rejection. That's why you got so many PS5 experts. You got people that can go on and go in these tournaments on Xbox and PS5 because they've checked out of the dating scene. They checked the fuck out.
Well, I was gonna say it goes beyond dating. That's why young men need to play sports.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And their parents stay out of it. You got to know what it is to lose. You got to know what it's like to try.
You gotta get punched. You gotta get punched in the mouth. You gotta get knocked down and get yourself back up. It's hard making a football team for a reason. You know what I mean? It's hard making a hoop squad for a reason.
Yeah.
You gotta be rejected a couple of times.
If Michael Jordan didn't get rejected, we never would know who Michael Jordan is.
Exactly.
If
he didn't get cut,
rejected, he got cut.
Yeah, he got cut. If Michael Jordan didn't get cut as a freshman, we would not be speaking his name right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Brother Doug, like you don't have that much conversation to hook up. One of my friends sent out 20 to 50 messages on Tinder and hook up with a different woman every week. Here's the thing. That is, yes, he is definitely playing the numbers. And yes, you can do that. If you got the time, if you can put down your day and swipe. Yeah. And especially if you don't care on what's coming on the other end. Like if you taking 4s, 3s, you know what I'm saying? If you taking 2s, yeah. But that's what you're getting. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard to get that top, you know what I mean, like that top tier woman. And I'm talking about beauty. It's gonna be hard to get that top tier woman off of those platforms.
Exactly, like we said earlier. You know what I mean? Any woman of quality, you know, you're gonna have to work for. It is what it is.
So this is the thing. They're mixed up in this new culture. You got 304s and you got the actual good women. They don't want to be good women, right? Do you know you used to have either pickup line or rap? You had to have something in order to even get the type of woman you wanted. You had to have something going for yourself. Nowadays, all you gotta have is some weed and some drink. They got this thing that they call.
I mean, I guess if you look
all
at
they
that type
ask these girls is, you want to smoke. If you ask a girl if you want to smoke, they going.
If you look for 100%, I mean, I think that comes down to the kind of woman you're looking for, though.
Well, again, we're talking about dudes that just basic dudes just trying to get on.
Bro, we older.
We older.
These 28-year-olds, man, they could be our kids.
Yeah. These basic dudes are just trying to get on, bro. And they whatever. You just like, there are women out there who will let you get it for some weed and some smoke, right? There are some women out there who will not. There's a lot of women who will not. You know what I mean? But how do you get to the top tier women when you can't even get the bottom tier chick with game? You got to come in there with some weed. You've already eliminated 75% of the available women out there.
I'm sitting there thinking to myself now, like, you know what I mean? If it was that easy, I probably wouldn't even fuck with her at this age now. You know what I mean? But that's
absolutely.
But you had to actually be face to face with a lot of these women, bro. You got before you had IG, you had Backpage. Mm-hmm. You had all these other ones. You got all these different social medias where women have now. They have so much variety.
We talked
and it's
about
crazy.
That. Yeah, but D and I talked about that though. I mean, like women face to face ain't. I mean, that to me is like I think part of that is I'm not. And I had this conversation with like I said, Nay and her girl, and I'm not thirsty, so I face to face with women all the time, talking and this and that, and I'm like,
all day long, and that woman's trying to get on. And it's Sister Lily, man, Sister Lily, one of these days you're gonna have to jump on this platform, girl. We need to hear it from you. You don't have to have a camera on. Like once we see it's you, like once you wave at me backstage and I see it's you, then you can turn your camera off so we can just hear you. But I'm loving it. Women, women aren't getting attached to men as much as men think anymore. Y'all aren't special. And here's the thing. Because of all this hookup culture and all this stuff, this clout chasing the women are doing, women aren't that special either. And that's the problem. It's a race to the bottom.
Yeah, they are. You know why? Because of what you said earlier about women don't have to work hard to get some.
But it doesn't make them special. It's my point.
Oh, I think
it doesn't make them special. Just simply because because she has a vagina doesn't make her special.
Oh no, that never made them special. That never. Yeah, that was like like we talked about this. Some women is like, mine is the greatest. No, yours is just like
everybody else. And women conflate that. They that sexual attention. They conflate that to make it mean like, oh, I'm special because I'm getting all this attention. Nah, you giving it up easy. You giving it up like JT said. You giving up for some weed and some Hennessy.
Yeah, it ain't
okay. That's special.
No,
all right.
Said to somebody, to somebody that that doesn't know no better, it is. But go back to Alexis one.
This one right here.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said to that. A woman.
That's untrue. When what destroys a woman is herself.
I think she's talking about that sexual thing, and but no, I think that right there. You know what I mean? Which is. That goes into that probably depression stuff, you know what I mean? Like you go, you do your thing. I'm not.
Yeah, but she just agreed because basically it's a decision that you make. So
we hold on. We got. I am the single one in the house. What's good, love? If you are free, if you're not busy, please jump up here. We desperately need a female opinion on this panel. Get all this testosterone, a break. I am the single one. If you can, hard, man. We be going hard. If you can, come up.
I'm gonna go get me a margarita. Come on, go hit the button on the machine, bro.
Quit bragging. Go ahead, brother JT. I cut you off, man. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, brother JT.
No. I was just agreeing. That was it.
You want a margarita too?
Man, go on, man. Go on somewhere. I'm all the way down here. Bring me my margarita, homie. Bring me my margarita and bring the AR because I need to go to the range. I left my AR up there with you.
No, that's tequila, bro. The AR is tequila.
That's tequila. So yeah, and the thing is this, and this just goes all the way back to the beginning of the conversation. I truly believe the culture we're in right now, especially with social media, it's really bad because it's definitely giving the message of empowerment to people. It's dudes too. Guys are on Instagram. There are men out there right now paying lots of money to make their Instagram look good, so women can come to their Instagram and they can hook up. And these are just like dudes that barely got enough money to survive, but their Instagram looks good. And they're using that. That's like the #1 dating app. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. They've been saying this forever. And I just did a show on it. Yeah, I just did a show on this when I think it was the Washington Post did an article on it. Instagram is now the #1 dating app on planet Earth. Instagram. So for all those women out there who were telling their dudes, why are you mad I got an Instagram? Because the guy knew what you were doing. You're out there looking for a better dude. You're out there looking for the next guy. You know what I mean? But the people I know who have Instagram, like JSWANS and the people I know who have these working relationships, guess what? They're on there together. It's private.
That's why cats be trying to get on me talking about who messed up. Why y'all got to join the account? I'm like, because I don't care. You know what I mean?
We all in that generation, man, where we use it for what it was intended for originally. Yeah. Now, IG is so good where they're making the other dating apps, they're making them do what IG is doing. You can get, if you got 1,000 subscribers or followers, you can get you a live. Then they got these games that they play on these doggone dating apps and stuff like that. The woman I'm with right now, me and her met each other on a dating app.
Which one?
We met each other on. No, not Plenty of Fish. Which, shout out to Plenty of Fish. It's just like they're trying to compete with IG. It was a serious one of those serious ones where you had to pay some money when
like
you're serious
Tinder,
about.
Like Tinder, or probably Match.com.
No, Tinder Tinder, you go get those you get those what they call them 304s.
It's the 304 style. That what Tinder is? The 304 style.
Hey, you know what's crazy about 304? You know what that was actually used for, right?
Yeah, because I had a page. Yeah, thank you. 911 411.
Yeah, it was, and it actually meant something. It meant when you was beeping somebody. I know in Detroit, when they was beeping one of their homies, they was telling them we got those 304s over here. You know what I'm saying? Or if a girl was mad at you, or if you was mad at her, you called each other that, and you had, what was the other code? 911.
911
means you need to come.
It was on. Yeah, you need to come with the thing. 911, call me right now. You know what I mean? 411, right, I got that information for you. Sister Lily again with the, you got to come up on this you got to come up on this panel. It's like, Words I actually lived by when I was a 304. The 4 F's. Find them, F them, finesse them, forget them. Right? Find them, fuck them, finesse them, forget them. Is that a thing? Wow. And I've come across women that were like that. You know what I mean? They run their game, I run mine.
Well, we
you know what I'm saying?
Like that. You know, that was too freaky. You know what I mean?
Ooh, shout out to Too Freaky.
Yeah. Running like that. So, you know. That's for what's the one you got to pay for?
That's the one that got away right there, bro. Exactly. Too Freaky, I left. All right, no, we gotta get off that. We ain't gonna, but here's the thing. Y'all say y'all don't remember them 304s. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But that's real. That's real talk how that works.
That's the thing, though. But you knew what it was, though. You know what I mean? You knew what it was.
Yep. We got brother IXL's in the house. What's good, bro? Thanks for coming through, man. I really appreciate the support, man. Rocking with a brother, man. Man, thank you so much. Shout out to all the subscribers.
IXL is out cold.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Sister Candace, shout out to new subscribers. Yeah, thank y'all very much for subscribing. Thanks for engaging in this conversation. I don't know where we are, man. Let's do this. One's in the chat if you think that there are more wild women today than it was 20 years ago. Two's in the chat if you think it's the same as it's always been. So one's in the chat if you think there are more 304s out there in the streets right now. Two's in the chat if you believe that it's the same as it's always been. Because I'm just curious. I just want to see. I just want to see where we at with that. I just think it's hurt our society. It's going to continue to hurt our society, our complete society. And it touched every community. It's not just a black thing. It's not just a white thing. It touches every community. And colleges are the worst. I think that's where the hookup culture really was birthed. It was in college. Like college, you know, those kids in college doing their thing.
They were doing.
I think college was. I think it was. I think it always been in college, but the difference was in college was that you was just having fun. You know, you was dealing with all kind of stuff. It was just having fun. Now it's not having fun because you got too many children that's being born out of this. It's terrible right now, and that's where it's getting bad. Is because we have a lot of broken families because of having fun and not being responsible.
You got
so a lot of babies. And you got a lot of women that got babies that they really don't want. I mean, it was very obvious in the 90s and in the 80s. It was very obvious that women did not want their children. It was very obvious back then. Now it's not. It's not obvious anymore because I don't know where we going at with this whole thing with these women with just getting these kids. I've seen too many women with goddamn children that they just don't want. It's just it's entirely too many of them, and nobody is really speaking on it. They're not really saying anything about it.
Man, that is definitely sad. We got brother Hayoka in the house. Brother Ozzy in the house. Sister Lily, again, you know, I don't want to be equal to a man. Men and women are not equal, but if we are doing the same activity, sleeping around, we should be viewed the same. We are all sluts or we're all players. Unfortunately, that's not how it's looked at. It's a double standard that doesn't really, you know, benefit women. That's the one of the few double standards that benefit men. Going out having a bunch of women, you know, that makes you a stud because it is really hard to get sexual access. The mere fact that the majority of men aren't even seen by women, right? So if you're a dude, you got mad girlfriends, all the other dudes just like, you are the man, keep going, go bro, because I ain't getting none. You know what I mean? But women, y'all can get it like that. Unfortunately, and I hear what you're saying. Wouldn't it be nice if that were the case? But unfortunately, it's not. What's y'all thought on that?
I was just sitting there. I was just really thinking it's crazy how differently you and I were raised, and that we still get along. I mean, I'm sitting there like, once again, behavior like that in my family was not celebrated. You know, I mean, like I told you stories about, you know, like I'd be dating a girl and that girl would come to my house. My mom would be like, he's with his girlfriend. Who is this? Who are you? And then my dad told me, you know, it's not having multiple girlfriends doesn't make you a man. You know what I mean? It's how you handle the woman that you have. That's what makes you a man.
Yeah, that's not what they were telling us, bro.
That's how I was brought up. That's why I said it's so different, you know. And so, I mean, when I hear stuff like, oh, you know, you get all these women, you could be a stud. I'm like, I was never brought up like that. So, I mean, it's just so foreign to me.
Yeah, we were not. Oh, go ahead, brother JT.
I wasn't brought up per se by my parents like that. I mean, they're still together right now, married for 53 years. So, you know, it was a little bit different with them, but they had brothers and sisters and cousins, and, you know, my family was pretty tight. So one of the things, I even said it on one of my platforms, was that when it came down to us as men, our value was basically based off of how many women we can attract. Um, and that's from being a young man. I remember my uncles used to ask me, how was your grades? And then the next thing they asked me is, how many girlfriends you got? And I probably was about 5 or 8 years old. I don't know. I was a very young man. And that was one of the things. If they seen that I had more than one girlfriend, they was like, oh man, you a player. Even with the women, I'm dark skinned and I had very curly hair. I ain't got no hair no more, but I had very curly hair as a dark skinned guy. And I remember my aunties used to say, you're gonna be a lady killer. When you get war, them girls they're gonna be loving you. That chocolate skin and that curly black hair, you know, and they were actually grooming me.
See, and that's interesting. I mean, maybe that's why, you know, I've been able to make my relationship work. Is because
absolutely
I've been brought up that that's what's important. You know, I mean, that's how I was completely raised. I mean, you know, and once again, you know, I was out doing my dirt and all this other stuff, and you know firsthand that. But like, they were like, we don't want no, don't be bringing them women around. We don't want to hear about what you're doing. You know, that we don't want to see what you're doing.
Right. And, my side of the world, it was a complete opposite. You know what I mean? Oh, you got all these girls. Ooh, you the man, And that what brother JT is saying is the way I was raised. We got brother Jose, brother Lincoln, Miss Globe Girl, all in the house. What's good, y'all? Miss Globe Girl, she's like, this narrative is so exhausting. I know it is, love, but you know, this is, people are talking about it. This is one of those things. We know JSWANS and I was going in, and I was like, man, we got to go on the platform and talk about
drop the
this.
link again, man. Put the link in. People asking about the link. Put the link in.
Okay. I'm gonna drop the link right now.
You know, I mean, it's very interesting. Like I said, you and I've had talks about, you know, the different ways we were raised, and like I said, you spent a lot of time around my family, and you've seen it. And I just find that whole thing to be interesting. I mean, I don't know which way is better, you know, but I do know that you know, relationship.
No, the way you was raised, the way you was brought up is better, no doubt.
Absolutely, no question.
You get better results.
What I'm wondering,
having a committed relationship is way better than the way I was raised.
And the reason I say that is because I don't understand why, you know, when I say stuff like that or I push stuff like that, that doesn't seem to want to be the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we screwed up, we made mistakes, but this is how it should be. You know, we need to focus on this. I mean, you know, once again, treat a woman like she's a woman. Now, does that mean, you know, fall into the trap? You know what I'm saying? Like, let her abuse you? We've talked about that. Like, no, you know, there's a line, you know, have boundaries. And I'm looking at some of the stuff in the chat, you know, and I mean, like I said, in Alexa, she's in there, like, you know, a lot of women do this to themselves, which I agree with completely. You know, if you want a certain type of man, then you need to behave a certain type of way. You know, if you're a man and you want a certain type of woman, if you're a man, your whole focus is I need to get more money so I can attract a woman, then you're probably going to attract the wrong woman.
What do I always tell you, man? Like I said, we over 30 years in. I keep telling you, you did it the right way. I always say that to you. Do I not? Or I always say it like, bro, you did it. You won. Like, the way I came up is not the way. It's not the way. It's not the way for me. It's not the way for my lineage. It's not the way for my children. Like the way I got raised with my kids now. This is not the way. Now, I'm not looking to blame anybody, but I'm just saying the way you came up is the way to do it. So yeah, it is what it is. Last call for insights in the house. What's good, fam? Thanks for coming through. I'm just trying to show all the chat. Sorry we couldn't get it. We're wrapping things up. I did drop the link. We got Scam Likely Brother Dusto's in here. Check out his show tonight on Black Man Unfiltered. We got the Dustosphere tonight. And God dog, what's that? JT, you remember what time that is? That's 7:30 Central?
7:30 Eastern.
No, Central.
Is it 7? No, it's Central. Central is 8:30 Eastern.
Yeah. 7:30 Central, Black Man Unfiltered Network. Go check out Dustosphere. Look, Dusto does the Ultimate Troll Show. Is one of the funniest things on YouTube. Y'all got to make sure y'all check that out tonight. We're just wrapping it up. This was a damn good conversation, guys. But and then I Am the Single one, she couldn't jump on. She was driving. I ain't mad at you. We had Suzette Speaks was in the house. Again, shout out to Suzette Speaks. She's over a year in the YouTube streets, and like that, she always comes through and helps her brother out. That's who I bounce ideas off of, and we're like, she's showing me the way and helping me build my platform. Suzette, thank you so much. You know what I mean? Shout out to you. I mean that. So yeah, any last thoughts, JT? We'll go last thoughts, and we'll start with you, bro.
Yeah. So I gotta say this 304 culture, it is definitely a culture. It is getting out of hand because it is really detriment. It's a detriment to building families because they don't see that anymore. You don't see anybody. It's not nothing that's in front of them. So, and then you got all these other things that's going on too, where they won't. Men and women are trying to be each other. You got a bunch of men trying to be women and a bunch of women trying to be men.
Yeah, we didn't get into that.
It's just a whole lot of but it adds on to that whole 304 because right now, when you actually look at the dating market, there's no dating market. It's only a hookup market right now. And women and men don't like each other, but they're still having sex with each other. They're not really trying to attract each other based off of their real qualities, and one of the biggest qualities is being able to get along with one another. Right now, there's no getting along with one another right now. It's a competition between women and men, a big competition between women and men. So we got to get out of that. I don't know the answer. I don't have the answer because I'm 50. So I'm not even trying to be in the dating field no more. So
right,
that's all I have for that, bro.
Right, I appreciate that, man. And yo, man, I appreciate you jumping on, man. Wise words. Give it up for brother JT, man. JT, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at What We Know Podcast. Saturday, me and my boy Rob will be doing a I don't know what it's going to be about. We're going to be doing a show, but Saturday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. We definitely going to be having some interesting conversations. I have no idea what it's going to be right now. I'll have that idea. What's today? Thursday. So by tomorrow evening, if you subscribe to my channel, What We Know, hit that bell so you can get the what they call it, the
notification.
You will know what time we'll be on and what we'll be talking about.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, bro, man. And I'm definitely gonna try to check in with Saturdays are rough for me, but I always try to get in there. I'll be listening in the car if I can't jump on, man. So thanks again, brother, man. I'll talk to you soon.
No, my man.
Peace.
All right, brother.
So and look, Lily waited all the way to the end before she wanted to jump up here.
I had my scary dog at the vet.
Girl, we all the way at the end. Now you won't jump on.
I know. I tried.
Well, I tell you what, you've been watching. I will give you an opportunity to say your last words, your final thoughts on this topic, and then we'll close out. Before you do that, Miss Glow Girl, being a stud is not an attractive trait to you. I agree with you, love, 100%. The way I was raised was not the way to do it, but that's the way I was raised. It is what it is. I was groomed up in that system, and I got good at it. But you're absolutely right. It is not an attractive trait. And then the Dustosphere tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys, on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Okay, Sister Lily, go ahead. Final thoughts. Let's hear your final thoughts on this.
I honestly think you guys need to do another podcast and have me sit in the whole entire time. Because I'm
Lily.
this. Like, the prime example is me. I was born in the 99s. I'm a baby. I grew up through the whole Instagram, social media, easy to get this, easy to get that, split family, divorce. I have an uncle who the baby mama's gone. She took 4 Fs, Now he's the one caring for it. So, I mean, there's a lot of double standards, and I really think it would be a great podcast if you guys had a younger female on.
Well, yeah, we were begging a whole show, and you wait all the way to the end.
I was busy.
So I know Lily. I'm like, no, Lily, no.
Well, I tell you what, we'll work it out.
I won't expose too much, but definitely need another talk with a prime
Definitely
person.
We'll work it out with JSWANS. JSWANS, you on that, man? That's your mission, brother. We're gonna work that out. We'll come up with a topic. We're definitely gonna do it.
I gotta try to protect Lily from herself.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do this.
Expose too much. I'm not exposing too much.
You know I love you, Lily. I just don't want you to get in trouble. That's all.
So we'll definitely do that, though. But final thoughts on this, though. Do you think that am I right? Am I correct in thinking that it's gotten worse? There is more women caught up in this, or
glasses on, so she got her Bugatti.
Bugatti, or is it more like JSWAN says, and it's the same? Because we did an unofficial poll, and the ones have it. Most people, at least here on this platform doing this stream, thinks that the problem has definitely gotten worse. But do you think it's gotten worse, or you think it's always been this way?
It's definitely always been this way. It's just we're all connected through social media now. So it's more in your face, just like every other controversial subject out there. I mean, everything's more in your face now, but it's always been there, just swept under the rug.
That's what I was saying. So yeah.
All right. And Miss Globe Girl's like, don't have answers, just want to spread the problem. Why? Here's the thing. The next show, this is going to be it's going to be a follow-up to the show. The second show is going to be answers. What do we need to do as a society to remedy this issue if in fact it is an issue? So Miss Globe Girl, that's for you. Next time we do this.
Right now, if everybody was to
save it for the show. Save it for the show. Save it. Save it for the show. Sister Lily.
We're not doing an encore?
We're not right now. Sister Lily, thank you so much for coming up. JSWANS is going to take care of it. We are going to do a part 2, and part 2 is going to be the solution show. Because Miss Globe Girl is right. We need to start kicking around some solutions, and maybe we can do better as a society, as a community, as a people. So thank you, love, so much for coming up. This is for you. And we'll talk to you soon. You drive safe now. Take care of that little baby dog in the back.
All right. See you later.
All love, Lily. Talk to you later, mama.
Great show. Just catching up with and Ms. Globe Girl, you're 100% correct. We do need to come up with solutions, and we're going to do a show on us. Give us a couple weeks. We're going to do a solution show. I'm sorry I couldn't read everybody. Y'all see how far I got behind in the chats. We had a good turnout for this topic. I think it was good. We got Brother Rod Eric in the house. Cornerstone, Fresh and Fit, Dallas in the building. What's good, fam? Appreciate that. Suzette Speaks wanted to jump on, but I was going long and we missed out on that, but we'll try to get her for the next show as well. Brother Viking Paradigms in the house. Was good, Brother Viking. Thank y'all so much for the support. JSWANS, bro. What are your final thoughts, brother?
I don't know, man. I don't really have any right now, man. I mean, I guess my thing is everybody's got their bubbles, brother. And if you want to change what's going on in your life, you need to look at your bubble for real. And I'm still having a hard time with that. You know, I know Jason said that, it wasn't, he just threw some numbers out there. It wasn't like 85% or whatever it was, but I don't know, man. I say this, look at your bubbles, your bubble and my bubble. And like I said, you're my people, man, nothing but love, but our bubbles are so different. It's wild.
We couldn't be further apart. We could not be further apart.
The way things are right now, man, like we shouldn't even be able to talk. You know what I'm saying? The way people are like now. But we've always been like this. Like, our bubbles have always been like this. I've always been on one end of the spectrum, you're on the other. And but we've always made it work. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
And that's the respect we have for each other. And I think that's what it all comes down to. I mean, respect for yourself, respect for, people of the opposite sex. If you want that 304, you want that hoe, you're gonna find her. If you want a woman of quality, then you're gonna have to look harder. I mean, that's just what it comes down to me. But yeah, we can definitely talk about this again and come up with solutions, because I don't have anything right now. I really got nothing, man. I mean, like I said, the way I was raised and everything else is so much different than yours. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, me and JT, and I think that was eye-opening for you to see, like, damn, he sounds just like me and JT ain't met in person. He's in Detroit. I grew up in Cincinnati. You know what I mean? But he was raised the same way I was raised. So, and I'm telling you, you are the only one that I know was raised the way you were raised, bro. Keep it 100.
It's not just me. I mean, my whole family. You know what I'm saying?
But I consider y'all all a clan, a group.
I was gonna say, I mean, because like I said, my cousins and everything else, and that.
And that's why they holler y'all name. That's why y'all name means something. Think about that.
That's part of the thing, man. Is we were taught to respect our name, and and we were taught, don't be bringing none of them nasty, don't bring them hoes home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I done had them. Like I said, when my mom, was like, who the hell is this?
Be quiet. Hold on. Shh.
Yeah.
You getting yourself in trouble. I mean, you get me in trouble too because they know I was with you. So, they know I was with you. Look, why'd you let him do that? Like, damn. So, Brother Viking, this is
exactly how that went. Why would you let him do that?
Don't you lie to me saying you weren't there. We know you was there. Like, yeah, I was there. If you went there, you know he was there.
I'm looking forward to doing another one of these, man, for real.
We're definitely gonna do part 2.
So we can fight some more.
We're going to definitely do part 2. Brother Viking, this is why you need your bubbles to overlap, a.k.a. think outside the box. Absolutely. Yes. And that's why we're doing this. That's why we have this platform. That's why we are doing this. Ms. Globe Girl, DL's perspective is fascinating to me. I don't always agree, but it's fascinating nonetheless. Thank you. Thank you so much. My favorite sailor in the world, Ms. Globe Girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And sister, follow Key's tracks at Ms. Globe Girl. It's like being a class trying to get the information and the class clowns are getting all the teachers' attention. What happens if there's enough of them? It goes unchecked, not really for the test.
That's a good way to look at it, actually. That's a good way to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, Brother Doug, I travel in a variety of circles and bubbles. Yeah, man, man, your bubbles, bro. That's why I love having you here too, man. And again, I haven't forgotten about the Hunter Biden. We're gonna do the Hunter Biden episode. I haven't forgotten. We're going to do the Hunter Biden episode.
The lizard people.
And yes, and now that the House has shifted and the House has changed hands, they're probably going to do an investigation into Biden's family. They're probably going to try to get that off the ground. So we're absolutely going to do that, bro. But Brother Doug, thank you so much for being one of my day ones and always being here, man. He's like he keeps me right there. Again, I want to touch as many bubbles as I possibly can. That's the only way I'm going to grow as a man in these days.
Bubble booties as you possibly can.
Oh man, like see what I mean, man?
You got to grab it like this and then go underneath and cup it up. Like, yeah, that's how you do it. Now go ahead, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had a moment.
Yeah, you did. You did. You sure did. So I'm gonna read these last few and then I'm out of here, Brother Hayoka. The difference between let me see. The difference is that now things have gone global. What used to be a local phenomenon, the girl down the block, has changed into everywhere. That's another thing we could bring up when we do the solution show, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. It's the social media, the internet has made this a global marketplace as opposed to just what I mean. And Ms. Globe Girl, a missed learning opportunity, and sooner than later I go looking elsewhere for the info with substance. Yep, and we try to touch on so many different topics. So hopefully we can keep you here looking for that. Because like I said, I'm due for another tech show. I'm trying to get JSWANS knows some real smart people. We're trying to get a science. He has a friend who's a scientist. We're trying to get on the show. We could talk about that world.
You got a couple nerds.
Yeah. Can't wait to get them nerds on the show. Sister Ken is about, and this is about the booty thing. She's like, what? You know what I mean? Brother Vikings laughing. Hey, y'all. She knew. So listen, yo, thank y'all so much for being here, man. This is JSWANS right here. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.